We bring you the latest updates from the Pna Newsroom. The Department of Health, or DOH, says over 19 billion pesos have been disbursed this year for healthcare workers' benefits. In its accomplishment report covering July to December this year, the DOH reported the provision of one COVID allowance or health emergency allowance to over 1.6 million healthcare workers, as well as the disbursement of special risk allowance to more than 73,000 workers. Likewise, the DOH said a total of 11.24 billion pesos in medical assistance have been provided to over 1.8 million indigent patients as of November 2022. The DOH also distributed a total of 468.59 million pesos for disaster risk reduction and management in health activities and has built additional 40 functional specialty centers nationwide. The DOH also allowed the easier and faster completion of the traveler registration process by introducing the e-arrival card. All of these and more are being done as the Health Department works to reduce the vulnerability of Filipinos to COVID-19 while implementing programs to bolster the healthcare workforce. Flood-hit areas in the Visayas and Mindanao are being attended to as President Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr. personally monitors the distribution of immediate assistance in the affected areas. Undersecretary Cheloy Garafil, OIC of the Office of the Press Secretary, said the President is holding meetings with concerned government officials at Malacañang Palace to get updates on areas submerged in floodwaters. As of Monday, around 5,487 families or 69,223 individuals in 98 villages are affected by the massive flooding in the eastern Visayas, northern Mindanao, and Caraga due to heavy rainfall caused by the shear line. Some 9,409 affected families were in 34 evacuation centers in Caraga and northern Mindanao, while around 118 families opted to stay with their respective relatives. The Department of Social Welfare and Development, or DSWD, kicked off its relief operations on Sunday upon the directive of the President. In other news, the Bangsamoro Autonomous Region in Muslim Mindanao launched on Monday the Early Recovery Convergence Program to speed up recovery efforts in communities devastated by Typhoon Paeng. Senior Minister Abdul Rauf Makakua said the ERCP is a convergence of BARMM agencies along with its partner humanitarian organizations. During the program launch in Datu Blasin, Suat, Maguindanao del Norte, Makakua led the distribution of food packs to about 1,900 heads of family beneficiaries. These families have also received livelihood programs, housing units, carpentry tools, fishing equipment, and financial assistance from the BARMM government. The United Nations Office for the Coordination of Humanitarian Affairs, Community and Family Services International, and Plan International also joined the said event. Back in October, the Ministry of the Interior and Local Government turned over newly built barangay halls to 5 villages hardest hit by Paeng. And in other news, China has decided to scrap its quarantine rules starting January. Effective January 8, China's National Health Commission authorities said it would stop tracking close contacts of COVID patients and will also stop the designation of COVID risk areas. The Chinese government will also cancel COVID measures that had slowed the import of goods. It also removes restrictions over the number of international flights and passenger capacity on airlines. Instead, travelers to China would only need to present a negative test taken within the last 48 hours, while wearing a face mask will still be required among passengers. And those are the latest and the biggest stories from the Pna Newsroom. For more news content, visit our webpage or head on to the Philippine News Agency's Facebook and Twitter accounts. We are also shown on the social media pages of the Office of the Press Secretary and on Radio Pilipinas RP1. Stay tuned for more news updates. I am William Theo. We tell stories that inspire change.